Welcome to the Virtual Brain Visual Pathway demo. In this demo, you will fly through the brain, stopping at a series of stations. You will learn how the visual scene is projected onto the eyes and then travels along the visual pathway. Many structures in the visual pathway work together to allow us to perceive the people, objects and events we encounter on a daily basis. Move along the track. As we approach the brain, the surface will become transparent so we can see the structures and pathways inside. Here we are looking at a person's brain as if we are looking over their shoulder. In front of the brain you can see what that person would be seeing. We have coloured the left half of the image on the TV in red and the right half in blue, so we can show you how different parts of the image travel along different tracts in the brain. Similarly, we have shaded the top half of the image lighter and the bottom half darker. Keep moving along the track. Look behind you at the TV and notice how the TV image projects onto each eye. For example, you can see that the red colours project onto the opposite side of each eyeball. Also notice that the image is flipped upside down with the lighter colours from the upper part of the screen projecting onto the bottom of the eyes. This flipping happens because of the way light passes into the eye. Next we will follow the visual signal into the eyeball. When information reaches the back of the eye, called the retina, it is converted into electrical signals. Those signals travel along the optic nerve and into the brain. The fibres you see are approximations of the real fibres, which are actually bundles containing hundreds of thousands of individual axons. Move along the path to follow the signal along the optic nerve through the right eye. Look down and to your right. We have reached a junction known as the optic chiasm. Notice that half of the fibres from each eye combine and cross over into only one side of the brain. You can see that the light red and dark red parts of the visual field cross over into the opposite side of the brain. Next, you will follow the fibres of the optic tract. Keep moving yourself along. The pathway travels through a relay structure called the lateral geniculate nucleus of the thalamus, or LGN. Take a moment to look back at the flow of information from the TV screen. You can see that the colours from the red side of the image project onto the opposite side of the eyeball. You can see from the colour of the fibres that after the optic chiasm, the information from each side of the visual field has crossed over into opposite hemispheres of the brain. Keep following the track. The next destination of the visual pathway is primary visual cortex, or V1. V1, also known as primary visual cortex, contains a complete map of the visual field on the surface of the brain. This is a feature known as retinotopic organisation. The valley-like structure in front of you, running all the way across the middle of V1, is called the calcarine sulcus. This divides the upper and lower visual field. Notice the light red colour from the top of the image is seen on the lower bank of V1. From V1 forward, higher brain regions enable more complex processing, such as catching a ball that is thrown to you, or recognising a friend's face in a crowd.